Using File Manager in an ASP.NET Core project. Other ASP.NET Core templates can also be used, but we will use ASP.NET Core MVC template for this example. Older .NET versions are also supported, but we will use current LTS version 8.0 for this example. Once our new project is created, we add FileUltimate NuGet package to this project. README file from NuGet package shows useful links to get started. Since .NET 6, minimal hosting model is used for project templates, so we skip legacy setup above and use this program.cs sample instead. We just copy the necessary lines related to GleamTech FileUltimate to same locations in program.cs of our project. Out of the box, no configuration is necessary to run, but when you get a license key you set it in app-settings.json or directly in code. When no license key is set, FileUltimate will run with full functionality, in trial mode. But after 30 days, unregistered label will be displayed at the top right of the component to remind you. Now create a new view which will host our File Manager component. Copy the sample code for initializing the File Manager component in our view. Add a controller method with same name which loads our view. Let's add a test folder to our project so that we can use it as a root folder in File Manager. Root folder location property can be set to a web app relative path, this example, a path on disk or network, an Azure Blob container, an Amazon S3 bucket. This is possible by Location Providers feature. Please refer to docs for details. Our application is now launched. As we didn't add a link to our view in home page, directly type our controller URL to open our view. File Manager is now rendered in our host view and loaded the given root folder, which is empty for now. Let's upload some files to our root folder. You can drag and drop files and folders from your desktop directly to folders in File Manager. You can also create an upload queue by clicking Upload button. We see the uploaded files are actually in our root folder. We can add many root folders to File Manager, each with different permissions. Let's create another root folder by copying the first one. Usually we should use a root folder outside of OutWeb root, i.e., root, because files there can be accessed from outside, which defeats the purpose of security. So let's point to a folder outside root. On our disk, this folder has sample files. We see that our new root folder is displayed in the left folder tree. Let's explore some features of File Manager. File Manager displays different icons for every file extension. These are empty files with different file extensions to demonstrate. File Manager has a built-in image viewer which can display all common image formats, including Photoshop. File Manager has a built-in media player which can open and play all common video formats. File Manager has a built-in document viewer which can open and display a wide range of document file formats, 70+ file formats, including PDF and Microsoft Office formats. The contents of all common archive formats can be browsed just like regular folders. This is similar to compressed folders in Windows Explorer, but for all archive formats, not just for zip format. Let's test permissions for a root folder. Note that permissions in File Manager is a layer over Windows NTFS permissions. So you still need underlying NTFS permissions for access, but you can then limit them in File Manager, for example for each different user. So we set read-only permission for the first root folder. Notice how File Manager UI is adjusted to the permissions. File Manager will automatically show or hide actions according to the viewed folder's access control. File Manager has different display modes such as Window and Panel. Let's try Window mode. File Manager is now rendered inside a window which is resizable, minimizable, and maximizable. Let's try Panel mode. File Manager is now rendered inside a panel which is collapsible. File Manager can be hidden on load and can be later shown via JavaScript in your page. File Manager is now rendered as hidden. Press F12 to open Browser DevTools. And in console type FileManager.show to show the component. Note that these methods can be called in your page.js code, for example when a button is clicked. File Manager can also be used as a file chooser. It can be configured to select files and/or folders, select multiple items and fire an event when items are selected. The chosen event provides detailed information about selected items. Our project template has a layout, but we included head and body tags in our view, in CS/HTML. This works okay, but it's not a good practice. If we open Browser DevTools by pressing F12 and examine Elements section, we see that all HTML generated by our component is placed inside Page Container area. It's best practice to put JS and CSS resources inside a header tag in a page, and not repeat HTML or body tags inside a HTML page. If we disable layout in our view, then there will be no problem because our view will not be wrapped by a layout view, so our HTML and body tags will be root. However, we want to use layout, so we need to adjust to the layout instead. We use ASP.NET's layout section for this purpose. Layout section is a placeholder which you can put tags inside, and in layout you can decide where the placeholder will be. When we examine the HTML again, we see that everything is in correct place. It's also good practice to move our model code to the controller and keep view simple. Thank you for watching and using Gleam Tech products.